Alright, so I'm going to attempt to just make a basic checkpoint system for now, where the player dies, that respawns. So I have to make a health system. So I'm going to make it where the player can die, so I have to get the player some health first. Okay, so I went ahead and set up a just basic health thing, max health, current health, whatnot. I also made a new game state. Right here you can see it's set to play, and we got the ones you started off with. So start, so the player can't move, and then play, and now we have a dead one. If the current health is at 0 or less, the state goes into dead state, and the player is unable to move. And how I set that up was, so over here all I did was just create a new state. Then I went over here to the update function and all of these. So if the player is not dead, it'll run everything else in the code. But if the player is dead, then nothing else will happen. So for the basic health script, current health, max health, and then at the start I just make sure the current health is set to max health for now, and then if the player takes damage, they're supposed to lose health, and once that health drops below 0, I created a die function that sets the game state to dead. And now I gotta set up where the player can actually get damaged by something. Okay, so I think I have this set up right. So let me just start this up. So let's see, the player's health is set to 3 right now. I made these little bootleg damagers that I don't think need a trigger anymore. Let me just take that one off the first one. For now, I set it to where the player will just basically destroy the object on collision. But right here, let me just set the player's health. Let me duplicate one over here and set up here for now. Or not. It's kinematic it. Okay, so let me see here. Let me just bump up the player's health to 15. Okay, so this first enemy will deal only 1 damage, and the player now has 14. So let me increase the damage of this one to 10, so that way it should give the player 10 health, or they should have 4 health. Yeah, now they have 4 health. Then this one right here is going to deal 1 damage. Bring this one down here because I didn't test it in the air, but so let's see here, just max this, just give that one a bunch of damage so that way it kills the player. So if the player enters this, is dead, and now I can't move. Awesome. Okay, so what I did was, so for here I just made it where, like, if the player is dead, which is where this else statement came from, it makes it where the player's velocity is instantly 0, and I changed the speed and climb speed in case if they die while on the wall to 0. And then for the player damage, or enemy damage, sorry, I gave it damage to give, which is what you saw with like the 1, 14 damage, 10 damage, whatever. If the player enters the game object, it will take the player health, which is this right here, and minus the damage to give. And for now I just set it to destroy the game object. What I'm probably going to do is have like a knockback effect where the player gets launched into an opposite direction. So if the player hits this side, they should bounce over here, and if they hit on this side of the enemy, they should go to the right side. But yeah, right now I just have it where it's destroyed. This is the object it collides with, and yeah, right here. So yeah, if the player's health is 0, I think I explained that before, they'll go into the dead state.